Welcome back to Lunchtime Politics. And let's bring you some stories in brief. We begin 6 days after separate Fulani groups in Taraba endorsed different candidates contesting on the separate platforms for presidency and other positions in the state. They have called on themselves once again to resolve and support President Muhammadu Buhari. The resolution was reached out at a joint Fulani group meeting held in Bali local government area of the state to disabuse the minds of members who aligned with the Zono chairman to endorse Atiku Abubakar and Governor Darius Ishaku. According to them, the decision stemmed from the president's fight against insurgency, corruption, enhanced economic growth through agriculture and job creation for youth, of which they are also beneficiaries. And still in Taraba State, auto mechanics and separate spare part dealers in the state, they've thrown their weight behind the Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku in support of his re-election bid in ensuring that peace reigns supreme in the state. The governor, who expressed satisfaction with their entrepreneurial skills, urged them to always imbibe the spirit of training and retraining for more people to be involved. Darius Ishaku also asked them to make efforts to collect their PVCs and exercise their franchise without fear. Elsewhere, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, ABGA, in Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, says 2019 is the time for a change in the state, and the church also must be concerned in ensuring that good people rise to leadership positions. He stated this while addressing the congregation at the Holy Trinity Methodist Cathedral Church in Kwara local government area of Abia State. And over 50 vehicles have been damaged. This was during a political gathering in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, as both the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party have traded blames over the incident. Some persons were recently wounded during separate campaigns of both the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party. The latest is the attack on the streets of Agbaji family house of the President of Senate, Dr. Bukola Saraki. About 50 vehicles were damaged, while some persons were seriously wounded. The President of Senate has condemned the attack, which he claimed was masterminded by APC members, and on security operatives to bring perpetrators, calling on security operatives to bring the perpetrators to justice. Reacting to the allegations, the state chairman of the APC also condemned the attack, blaming it on the handiwork of PDP members.
Yesterday, I told the world, that this was what we heard, that they had already done an attack 2 days ago. People said that no, that was all substantiated. That was because now you've all seen, you've seen the level of damages, destruction, property, to also what they've done to, I've just come from the hospital, where there are people there in hospital who receive gunshots. You saw gunshots on the cars there. This is my family house. What is this attack? The police and all the police, they must do something. The names of the people who came here, aided by also some members of the police. There are people here who will give evidence to support that. And government must be seen to be doing something.
To me, going by all that happened today, it's also confirmed what had earlier said, that he is the aggressor. He and his people are the aggressors. We had a program in Ilorin West today around Nigeria. The program was a poverty elevation program in which members of the party and people of the local government gathered together to give out some materials to people that actually need them. Their intention was to disrupt the program and not to allow the program to actually take place.
While both parties trade blames, the Nigeria Police Force, they have debunked the allegations made by the President of Senate, saying that they're incorrect, misleading and false and should be disregarded and discountenanced by the general public. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the force's public relations officer, Mr. Jimoh Moshood, says the force sees this unprovoked and unwarranted attack on the person of Inspector General of Police by the Senate President as criminal defamation, hate speech and insulting.
The attention of the Nigerian Police Force was drawn to a statement in the media on Friday, 11th January 2019, credited to the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on the recent political development in Kwara State, where he raised allegations that, I quote him, the entire world to hold the IGP responsible if anything untoward happens to members of my family and myself, and that IGP is after my life. We studied this and discovered that they are serially false and mischievous. The Nigerian Police Force wishes to categorically state that all the allegations in the statement of the Senate President are incorrect, misleading, and false.
Well, let's take you to the campaign trains now. The presidential campaign of the People's Democratic Party will be in Ekiti State today and some southwestern states. Well, over the weekend, the party's presidential campaign was in Plateau State and will also be around the south in the coming days. Our correspondent, Babajide Agbeyo, tells us about the situation on ground and also the division in the Ekiti State PDP.
This is the Ekiti State Pavilion, the venue approved for the presidential campaign rally of the candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Before now, there had been issues around venue. The PDP in the state had accused the state government of not approving the use of the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium, which is larger than this place. But the state government also replied that maintenance work is going on there, and that is the reason why that place cannot be used for rallies at this moment. Leaving that aside, it is also important to note that the camp of the PDP in Ekiti State seems divided. As we speak, we have two campaign councils set up for Atiku Abubakar. A group headed by Senate Minority Leader Abiodun Olujimi constituted their own, insisting that all stakeholders came together to agree on that. And they are also accusing former governor of the state, Ayodele Fayose, of coming in a dictatorial manner to set up a parallel campaign council. On the side of the Fayose group, they said the campaign council they set up is the authentic that received the blessing of the national leadership. And the former governor also said he won't beg anybody and he won't join issues with anybody over it. This is obviously work to do for Atiku himself and the leadership of this party at the national level, if you ask me. Because if we have two parallel campaign councils in the state, that will definitely not be in the interest of that campaign. And it will therefore be imperative that they come together, that they resolve and dissolve into themselves if necessary, so that they can have a common goal, which is for their presidential candidate to have a good outing as far as the election is concerned. But today, all the big names and big weights in the PDP will be at this venue to drum support for their candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Babajide Agbeyo, Channels Television News.
Many thanks, Babajide. In the meantime, the presidential candidate of the Liberation Movement, Dr. Chris David, says some of the two things his party seeks to achieve is to sharpen the Nigerian dream, shaping it and value, and also seeking to liberate the citizens' mind to enable them achieve whatever they wish for. Dr. Chris was speaking about his plans for Nigeria and the 2019 elections in Lagos at a rally and road walk. He says that, he hopes to effect, he talked about many things he hopes to effect if elected. A few of them are a fair tax system, implement a massive infrastructure development, and create a good environment for the economy to thrive.
We have analyzed, we have researched the problems of this country, and we know exactly where it lies, and that is our starting point. We need to align our fiscal policy and monetary policies because that is where we have problem in our economy. Our monetary policy and fiscal policy are not speaking the same language. And if policies are conflicting, then the economy cannot prosper.
Well, that's it on Lunchtime Politics. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker. Keep watching Channels Television, your home for the news.